Hello. I have so many words and no words. Today is the day that we find out the answers of my hip. I guess I don't really know what we're going for here. The cortisone did not work. I am still in pain, and honestly, it almost feels like it gotten worse. Some days it feels like the edge of the pain is off, like taking a Tylenol. That's the best way I can refer it. And then the other part of me is like, I'm still in pain. I'm still sleeping like shit. I still can't do 2 flights of stairs. I still can't sit in little kid chairs because it hurts. I can't sit on the carpet because my hip will have spasms. My hip will still lock up and feel like a shifting motion. We're not any better off. So, cortisone did not work, which means surgery. We talked about, I guess, that today, and I hope to get a date on the calendar for that, because I can't plan my life until I have my surgery date. Along with my family is like booking stuff and booking time off work for their own stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna need help. So I'm definitely feeling like just anxious because it's like, it's just shitty all around, you know? I feel like I'm just an anxious little duckling. My stomach's in knots. I feel like I can't breathe. I'm trying to be patient, but to get a thing, it's not rocket science. You press button, and you take the ticket, and then you take the ticket inside. See, watch, ready? You ready for this? And I'm short, so I have to like unbuckle and do all the things. Actually, I might not have to today. Look, ready? Ready? Watch how quick I am. Oh, please take your ticket. Whoa, I'm in. So, the healthcare professional came in and did an assessment, took my report, and he was like, since it didn't work, the pain's not coming from the labral lip, don't you think? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's not what I was fucking told. So now the surgeon's gonna come in and tell me. But I'm just like, so do we know what's going on? We don't have a labral lip there. We injected the area, the pain did not go away. So what the fuck is the plan? I just feel very aggravated at this point. And like, now my hip is in more pain because they have to like assess me and move it, and like bullshit. I get it, I get why, but like, it just leaves me in more pain, which makes me so uncomfortable. I'm just fucking irritated and like want answers. And like, if surgery's the answer, fantastic, then like, let's fucking do it. If it's not the answer, then like, what's the next game plan? And I know I'll find that out today, or at least I should. But I'm just irritated, and like, the cortisone hurt to get, like, it was excruciating, so I don't want to have to get it again at all. I want to cry. I feel very frustrated. We're doing another injection under flu or whatever. It's x-ray. They put in a dye and make sure they get it in the right area. We want it to take away 50% of my pain in order to have surgery. But he's like, it's a possible tear, which means they can't rule out surgery, and they can't do surgery now because there's too many risks involved, because it is an extremely intense surgery, which just kind of makes me frustrated. I'm getting another injection at the hospital, so I have to wait a month for that. And I know that because they only do the freaking stupid things once a fucking month. But, of course, WCB is on strike right now. So, I just have to wait for that. I feel frustrated. He was like, we're in a gray zone. I don't know what to do. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? I've had all the imaging done. Everything possible. And all the doctors that have been reviewing my stuff are apparently the best doctors. They think it's a soft tissue issue. But all of my scans show nothing wrong with my soft tissue. And it's very fucking frustrating. And I had to get this stupid injection again that hurt like a bitch. And just like looking at this stupid paperwork. Like, we don't really have a diagnosis. We have like, and I thought, but like not a diagnosis. And I start physical therapy again. Which is so fucking frustrating because physical therapy makes me be in more pain. It's just annoying. Like occupational therapist, physical therapy, chiropractor, and kinesiologist to be working with me. Like, and like, I wait a month for this stupid injection. I get the injection, and after I get my injection, I go and see him after a week. So like, I'm gonna see him in like roughly 4 to 6 weeks, and then we go from there, which brings me into early July. And then if we determine surgery after that, it's another 6 to 8 weeks. So then I'm looking into like late August, early September, which means I'll be off work for months. But if I'm not in an LTO, then WCB can't pay me, but then my EI will run out. And it's just like, how am I supposed to afford all this? Like, we have answers, but we don't have answers. The answer is I'm still gonna be in pain the entire summer. Hello, guys. Alright. We called my mom, ranted about the situation. Ranted to my sister really quick. We got that out of our system. Now we're
going to my dentist.
Yep, because mom life doesn't stop. Had to deal with my mascara because I cried it off. Feeling kind of frustrated, kind of annoyed. Don't know really what to do here.
Why did you cry?
Because it's just disappointing.
You didn't have an answer?
Yeah.
You had to have another needle shoved in your hip?
Exactly. And
Really not ideal.
No, not ideal at all. Honestly, this is where I just have to like let go and not trust the process, because I'm really not trusting any process here, but let it be, let the phone calls come through, and
hopefully you get surgery soon.
Follow the situation, if that even is it, because they think maybe I don't need surgery, but like it doesn't make sense for me not to have surgery. The problem's coming from the labral hip tear, which we could have assumed from my first appointment with the surgeon. Just not ruling surgery off the table. We're gonna do another injection, and that like it hurts. It's not fun. But we have high tea this afternoon, so let's get those cavities filled. Come out home.
I have to put sleeping gas.
No, just laughing gas.
Laughing gas.
Laughing gas.
I had that last time and I didn't even sleep.
No, because it's to help your like anxiety and you just to be calm and chill.
I don't even have anxiety.
Anxiety.
Where busy?
I know. I was telling my Instagram last night about all the things. And like Monday you have swim at school. And then Tuesday you have baseball. And then Thursday you have dance. And then Friday is dress rehearsal. And then Saturday is dance recital. Dress rehearsal is Friday. Dance recital Saturday. And then you have tennis on Sunday. And then you have dance recital again on Sunday.
Yeah. I have...
The mental is just, there's just so many things going on. But it's fine. We're fine. It's cool.
And I have knitting club day ones at school.
Yes, now choir's over, so let's
break.
check off the list. There's just so many things, but we're going to remain positive. It's fine. It's fine. That's my grandma in the pink shirt. It was a hassle to try to get in here, but we made it.
Yay.
So we're grandma 30 minutes to walk to the back of the property.
We're coming.
Me less than 5.
Steal from there. Big ones. Because mine is so small.
Well, of course you can steal.
Hello guys, so I am home. I feel like there we go. There's a hair in my eyeball. I have like a pounding migraine, so I'm gonna take an Advil really quick for that. And, which I never do, but like, it's just so intense that like, I just need to shut down, but I can't because I'm a mom. And I gotta make dinner soon. High tea was really good. It's so funny because my grandma is getting older and you can tell. And in the past, like, 6 months to a year, she's starting to, like, just get older and have, like, visual things. And, like, I'm just, like, witnessing her start the journey of, like, getting older. And I don't want to say, like, digressing or anything, but just getting older. Which is kind of heartbreaking to see, and it's hard. There's a lot of things that you guys don't know, but then we went to Valley Village, Leslie and I, and we got a VHS player. I've been wanting one for a hot minute because I am on like the no phone grind for her, and I just want her to have like an iconic childhood that's not full of like this generational like technology. So I found a VHS player. I'm so excited. Prepare for the bad lighting. We found one. I'm so excited. It definitely turned my like negative day into such a positive day. Shows back. Of course, Mary Poppins. They also had Cheese with Bang Egg and Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. The most iconic old school movies. They also had Sound of Music. All movies that Leslie loves. But we got Mary Poppins. Rubber Munch, too much stuff because we don't have this one, shockingly. Swamp Water, also don't have this one, shockingly, so I'm excited for that. Bad Habits, had to get this one. Berenstain Bears, I love Berenstain Bears, okay? I'm obsessed. And we got Berenstain Bears Troubles with Friends, super excited. As you guys can tell, I love, like, the iconicness of, like, my childhood bringing into hers, and I can obviously read these books, like, in the classroom. I thought we got a French book for a second. I'm well aware that Berenstain Bears can be a little spiritual, but some of them don't have spiritual things in it, so, you know, I can still read them in the classroom. And then we got, Leslie wanted this one, which was Scaredy Squirrel at Night, and this one was the most expensive. It was $4.99. All the other ones were $2.49. Yeah, $2.49. Okay, so we found out some terrible news about our neighbor. And then the VHS, I'll show you guys. It's not really working. Like it is, but it's not. Found one in the storage, and we had another one, shockingly. And now we're at Wendy's, eating. Spilled pop all over the floor by accident. Can't even.
Mama?
We don't have a diagnosis. We can assume I do because of the pain, and when this all occurred was when I had my injury. During my first appointment with the surgeon, he said I have a tiny tear. This one, he says I have a possible tear. It is very complicated because we have all the imaging, so the fact that he's going to with the fact that there's a soft tissue issue is kind of bullshit in my point of view, because we've had ultrasounds, x-rays, and an MRI that show everything else looks completely normal. And that there is an abnormality? That's not the word. I can never say it. Where the tear is, it makes the most sense, along with the cyst there that's clearly, like, he says it's not causing anything, but I'm like, maybe it is. Like, we don't know. The body is a science. His words, not mine, via my first appointment. Also, hearing the head chair surgeon, like, you cannot get higher than him, say that, oh, we're in a gray zone, I don't know what to do, is really shitty feeling, because I'm trusting him with my health, and he's supposed to be the advocate and know what needs to happen. With this all being said and done, he's not ruling out surgery. He is just kind of like waiting for it because the cortisone should have worked. And the fact that it didn't makes him question it. He also thinks like maybe the person that did it, quote, isn't good at their job, could do the injections all the time, but doesn't make them good at it. I honestly, and this is completely me passing maybe judgment. This is me maybe being an a-hole. I'm just going to be transparent with you guys because I've always been. I think it's the paycheck situation. Because getting it through the hospital via him referring it, I believe maybe that requires him getting money. So the fact that I got it through a community service, aka my family's doctor's office, which is amazing, and got it 2 weeks sooner, he has a problem with. So I'm kind of like kicking myself in the ass for that, but I'm also like, I'm glad I got it 2 weeks sooner because it didn't work. Anyways, he wants to do it again through the hospital, which means I should have, I guess, kept my first appointment, but it is what it is. And we're going to put it under x-ray, put a dye in, inject freezing, hope it takes away 50% of my pain. He's like, even if it takes away like 20 to 30, then like good. That means surgery will help you with the pain. Which I'm like confused because 2 weeks after this appointment, I'm like, okay, it feels like I took a Tylenol or two. The pain's weared off. By the end of the week, obviously from moving and all that stuff, clearly I'm in more pain. But I don't really know. Not a surgeon, not a doctor. I'm just going off of like me reading, me trying to like advocate and learn and ask as many questions as possible. So we're going to try the injection again, which is going to hurt, which I'm kind of annoyed about, but whatever. It will give us more answers, which will be in a month. Keep that in mind for timeline-wise. I start physical therapy in a couple weeks, which I'm going to start in a new place, which will give me a fresh start. We're going to treat it as a labral hip tear, which means I can technically start working out in that aspect. Not really looking forward to that because I've tried physical therapy for months and it did nothing for me, so I'm kind of just annoyed, but we are following the steps here, and if that means I get to work out to some degree, then that's a positive. Anyways, so that appointment will be the end of June, roughly, and then I'll see him a week after that, which will bring us kind of to the first week of July. So then if we agree that we need surgery, I have to wait 6 to 8 weeks after that, which will bring us to the end of August, early September. And WCB only looks at me as they need to pay me if I am an LTO, because I'm guaranteed my hours then, or if I'm permanent. So I have to try to apply for those, hope that those become available. Long-term vocational is what LTO means, which means you're filling in for someone, or there's a position available for an extended amount of time. If I'm just applying, then that's going to be another road I have to advocate for. But because this is a work-related injury, we will see. I'll just go on EI this summer, which means I won't be making as much at all, which is so annoying, but it is what it is. It's going to be like that for the rest of my career if I choose to stay in this field, which I probably will. Yeah, I'm kind of just like annoyed, but I'm at the point now where I'm just like letting go and letting the situation happen. I'm answering the phone calls. I'm showing up to appointments. I'm on WSAB for approvals when needed. However, they're on strike right now, so I can't even get a hold of my worker. So I have to wait for that to be over for me to get a hold of him and get more things going. They still want me on half days of work, my doctors, so I have to get another form filled out through work again, which is annoying and it's kind of frustrating, but again, it is what it is, and then I can go from there on that aspect. So it's honestly, it just feels like one thing after another. This week I'm full of appointments and there's a lot of things going on in my personal life, but it's totally fine. It's all going to work itself out. I'm more so just like exhausted. And because my pain isn't as bad from the cortisone, I am glad that I did that, only because it makes me think a little bit clearer, and it makes me be in a space of like letting go and let things happen, trusting this process, trusting the universe and whatever mysterious way is working. There's a few schools that I have in mind possibly that are 2 are opening a new classroom, and I'm hoping that because of seniority, it will eventually become to me, so I can apply for them, and then that would mean I have a permanent position, which leaves me in a better spot if I do need surgery come September, October, even end of August, but I have to be able to start the job for WCB to pay me and all that jazz, so, but clearly the universe has a plan for me, and that's where I have to just trust the process. Yeah, I am annoyed, I am irritated, clearly it's not the answers I want. The surgeon, I kind of ate his words to a degree, because he's kind of going back on what he said to an extent, because I was like listening back and I was like, it's not what you said the first time. So that's frustrating, but hey, he is the surgeon and I do have to trust to a degree, so that's where we're at. But anyways, I know this was a long vlog, but I really hope it was like interesting, fun, and kind of, I don't know, it was just honest, and it really just kind of gave a lot of information. Unfortunately, the VHS player that I bought, it doesn't work completely. It's black and white. It's like just really, there's like lines across, and then the audio doesn't work. So I'm gonna see if I can get another one eventually. I still am excited about that. I might try it on my TV instead of the living room TV. We're just going with it.